What is up, Jamily? This is JamiroFan 2000 here, and I've started a new series here on my channel of the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. As I've talked about Jamiroquai ad nauseum here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel, but most recently I did a revisitation, my second revisitation of Jamiroquai's 2017 Future Funk masterpiece album, Automaton, and based off some of the comments that I got on that video from my fellow fans here on YouTube that have been watching my videos and liked that revisitation I did on Automaton, I got a suggestion to do revisitations of past Jamiroquai albums. So I thought I'd go ahead and do revisitations of the first 4 Jamiroquai albums, starting, of course, with 1993's Emergency on Planet Earth. We all know that Jamiroquai had gotten signed originally to Acid Jazz Records in London back in 1992 and only stuck around with that indie label for only one single release, which, of course, was When You Gonna Learn, Too Young to Die, which pretty much counts as a double A side. But, of course, they would end up ultimately being seen by an A&R person from Sony shortly thereafter that first single release, and then they would end up signing an 8-album deal with Sony Music for 8 albums. And I decided I'd go back and listen to some of the early albums, and Emergency on Planet Earth, even after all this time, after all these decades, Jamiroquai is one of those rare bands that just don't seem to have any timelessness to their sound. And given the subject matter that Jamiroquai was covering in Emergency on Planet Earth, very, very avant-garde, very forward-thinking. A lot of artists kind of were trepidatious into going into social commentary or self-analyzing of the current state of the world and humanity's effect on the world. But given that JK pretty much had no reservations about talking about those weighty topics, Emergency on Planet Earth still stands the test of time as an absolutely unique album, and probably the most freeform jazz album that Jamiroquai did in their whole 8-album discography. And looking back on the album, and as I said, I listened to these Jamiroquai albums with a very great frequency, and Emergency on Planet Earth, I still maintained that when I originally did a video way back here on my channel talking about Emergency on Planet Earth initially during the beginning of the content here on my channel, I still think that Emergency on Planet Earth and Return to Space Cowboy are almost a double album when you really think about it. The Emergency can be all about the planet, and then of course Return is all about the humanistic side of humanity trying to get over themselves, whereas on Emergency, it's about the planet Earth trying to get over the effect of humanity upon it. And some of these songs on Emergency still blow my mind, literally blow my mind, to use a Jamiroquai song pun. But Emergency still has a very strong, very, very strong impact at least on my ears. But of course, Return will still continue to be my favorite Jamiroquai album, but not saying that Emergency did not get that ball rolling for Jamiroquai, and they came out. Emergency still on, compared to all the other albums Jamiroquai done, a very, very strong debut from a band of their time who would ultimately end up being ahead of the curve and cutting edge for every other pop act that came there after them. So Emergency still an amazing album. I hope you enjoyed this for this most recent revisitation of Emergency on Planet Earth. Expect the next episode of this series to be coming out very, very soon. Of course, here on my channel, I don't have very much of a set schedule, so I'll try to release these like every other new video cycle. So expect the next revisitation to be about Return of the Space Cowboy from 1994. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Thank you for enjoying my content. If you like what you see here, be sure to like and subscribe for all the latest content from the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel about the amazing music and band of Jamiroquai. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Bye-bye, everybody.